Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Welcome to Money in the Morning. My name is Dr. Boyce Watkins, and I wanted to say hello to everybody and also apologize to the Money in the Morning students for the fact that I had to start early today. I'm apologizing for two things. One, I'm starting early today because of the time difference. I'm in Denmark right now. And then number two, I had to start early, or I can't even come on camera because literally the place that I'm staying, the backlight is so bad that you wouldn't even be able to see my face. You'd only see a big shadow. So anyway, we're still going to break it down. We're still going to dig in and get some knowledge and information today. And I'm pretty much going to focus on some things that involve financial current events that you should know about. Things that affect your money, what's going on with economics right now in the world, and how you can get ahead when it comes to your finances. Our goal is to put more money in your pocket, and we represent the B1 community. B1 means Black First. So if you are Black First, put a B1 in the chat. If you put your community at the top of your priority list, put a B1 in the chat. If you want our children to break generational curses, put a B1 in the chat. That's what it means to be Black First. So anyway, let's hop into the first topic. So the first thing I wanted to jump into before we jump into some of the things going on with markets and everything else is I wanted to finish up on something. I put in a video on my Instagram about it's a short one. It's about Allen Iverson and that Reebok deal. A lot of y'all saw the Reebok deal that Iverson had signed where he's going to get a lump sum of about $32 million in the year 2030. A lot of you may know about this deal. Black Enterprise wrote about it, and I did a quick little explanation as to why I personally would not have taken that deal. Not to say this is a terrible deal. You can never complain about getting a lump sum of $32 million. That's really a lot of money, no matter how you spend it. But there's a concept in finance that I really want you to make sure you're aware of called the time value of money. The time value of money means that getting $32 million in 2030 is not the same as getting $32 million in 2001. If I had been negotiating the deal for Iverson, what I would have said was give us 20 million now, 25 million now, and we're going to take that money. We're going to put it into the S&P 500. We're just going to let it sit there in an index fund or two, and we're going to just let it grow. And that 25 million by now, if Iverson had gotten the 25 million back in say 2001, that 25 million would easily be 100 million, probably maybe even be 200 million, depending on which stocks we pick. And literally, here's the thing: you could pick stocks that are literally a random picks in the S&P 500. You can literally randomly go through. A 5-year-old could do this. You don't have to have investing knowledge to do this. I want to make that clear because someone made a good point. They said, well, you don't know if Iverson had gotten the money and invested it, the investments could have went bad. No. The person who made that comment clearly doesn't know about our $5 a day plan, where I explained to you that based on financial science, that if a person had simply put $5 a day into the S&P 500, randomly picked stocks, literally picked them like a 5-year-old, that person would have ridiculous amounts of money right now. Right. So this would not be a strategy that requires sophisticated investment advisors. This would just be a strategy that requires somebody who understands the basics. Right. So a 10-year-old could have managed that money and grown it into a lot more. So I wasn't saying this to speak negatively about the deal. I think Iverson, for him, it was a necessity because the poor guy was wasting so much money. But so in that regard, it was better than nothing. But really, $32 million in the year 2030 is really not a flex relative to the amount of money that Iverson would have gotten if he'd gotten his money way back in 2001. Now, the other piece of that I want to mention as well, and by the way, I'm not on video mainly because because I have too much backlight and I'm in Denmark, and I just wanted to go ahead and just do audio today. So please forgive me. I hope that that's okay. The other piece of that too is, someone may mention that Iverson did get $800,000 a year for life, and also they made him some sort of executive with Reebok, so he got a job out of it, and also he gets these lifetime payments out of it. Nothing to sneeze at all. But remember, our goal is not to get more jobs for Black people. Black people have plenty of jobs. Our goal is to get you to the point where you don't need a job in order to have generational wealth. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like you really want to understand one important idea. You should get to a point in life where you're not working for money anymore. You should get to a point in life where you're not working should be temporary. You should get to the point where your money starts working for you. Do you follow what I'm saying? Give me a yes if you get this concept. You working your whole entire life, that's a myth that was taught to you by your slave masters. Honestly, that's this idea that you're supposed to work until you die. even though we're comfortable doing that, that's not the way things are supposed to work when you talk about building generational wealth. The way generational wealth is supposed to work is one generation works for about 30 years, makes consistent investments in the stock market and real estate and things like that. And then they don't have to work anymore. And then the children don't have to work. The grandchildren don't have to work. Nobody has work. So Allen Iverson, this guy who was probably making $1 million a month, he should never have to work again for the rest of his life. This man worked extremely hard on the basketball court. This man worked extremely hard for about 10 years, 12 years, or however long in the NBA. Why he doesn't have to work. He shouldn't be working now. Right. So the idea of that he got this job, instead of getting, the $250 million in wealth that I believe he could have accumulated through consistent investing. Let's say it's not even $250 million. Let's say that it's like, I don't know, let's say it's only 100 million. Let's say it's only 80 million. That really speaks to a shift in mindset that I hope that you'll consider when you're talking about how you build your wealth. This is not anti-Iverson at all. I want to make that clear. And I hope you understand that. I hope you'll confirm to me that you understand that I'm not hating on nobody. Sometimes when you come in and you give a truth that's different from what everyone else is saying, the first thing people say is that you're just hating or you're just being critical. And I get that. I understand people feeling that way, but this is not what this is. This is actually love. This is actually love. This is tough love. This is me saying, hey, you know what? I've done the financial science. I've done the mathematical calculations. I know that, for example, small amounts of money invested in companies like Apple and Nike back in the early 2000s would have turned into vast sums of money. So my point is to say that we have to get past this idea that jobs are the best way to get ahead financially. We also have to get past this idea that any little bit that they break off for us is equal to our worth. I think our worth is greater than that. So I wanted to make that point with the Iverson thing, and I'm going to move on to some other topics now in a second. And I want to let everybody know that if you're getting started in your wealth building journey, we have a lot of one-page cheat sheets. I call them Dr. Boyce cheat sheets that break down various forms of wealth, like opening your first brokerage account, fixing your credit score, whatever it is you're trying to do. So if you go to blackwealthvault.com, the URL's on the screen, blackwealthvault.com. You can take a look at some of those cheat sheets, download them, share them with your family, put them on the refrigerator, and I guarantee you it'll elevate your family wealth in a very short period of time. And then also, don't forget the All Black National Convention's happening August 21st to the 23rd. That is the gathering of intelligent Black people where we get together and we make our plans for building wealth. We also have a ton of fun. So feel free to go to allblacknationalconvention.com. That's allblacknationalconvention.com. Okay, so with that said, moving on from Iverson, there was something else that I saw in the news that I thought was worth sort of talking about. And this involves a guy that you probably have seen before. You probably know who he is. And if you know who he is, you'll know that right now he's a little bit pissed off. He's a little bit sad. His name is Elon Musk. And right now, Elon Musk is in a situation where he's been firing, or he fired one of his lead manufacturing people because he is upset that the stock price has been dropping for Tesla. Tesla, they just announced their robo-taxis, and I told you all that the robo-taxis were going to be the big play for Tesla. And unfortunately, this has not played out very well for Musk so far this year. When you look at Tesla stock, you will see that the the company stock price just really hasn't been moving the way people are accustomed to it moving. And so recently he had to make some shakeups in the company. And so do I consider this to be a good buying opportunity? I would say yes. If you don't care about the politics, then I would say Tesla's still a good investment. There are lots of people like Kathy Wood who are huge evangelists for the stock. But the last 6 months, Tesla has not been a shining star. The last month is down 9.5%. The last 5 days, it's up slightly, but not much. And year to date, it's down 13.4%. But the last year, though, if you look at this stock for the last year, it's still up 66%. That's pretty amazing, actually. The fact that this stock went up 66% is very, very rare. And so ultimately, it's yet to be determined if Tesla is going to end up being the superstar company that people expect it to be. I personally think that there is something to Tesla worth looking at. And so if you want to know what I'm doing, I am investing in this stock, not telling you guys what to do. I'm not telling you guys to ignore the politics. I'm just telling you that that this is something that that it wouldn't surprise me if this stock doubled or tripled in the next several years. My job is to tell you where the money's at, not to tell you what your politics needs to be. Now, let me give you Let me give you kind of something that I thought would be kind of cool. A Dr. Boyce quote for today that you can actually, put in your pocket and maybe put on your fridge or share with your kids. And here's the quote. It says, if your money doesn't have a job, it becomes a liability. If your money doesn't have a job, it becomes a liability. What that means is that you have to stop thinking about money as something that you earn by going to work every day. You want to think about your money as like a little employee. Your money is the original artificial intelligence. Your money is something that should be working for you, even if it's not working very much right now because you don't have a lot of it. As you accumulate, your money starts working for you more and more over time. So I really want you to understand that if you don't use your money if you don't give your money a job, meaning if you don't think about money as something you acquire that allows you to make more money, then eventually that thinking will become a liability for you. That thing called money will actually put you in more financial trouble. It'll make life harder for you long term, and I don't want that for you. I'd rather see you actually elevate financially and really get to the next level. So give your money a job and make sure that your money is working as hard as you do. You should only be working for money for a short period of time. Now, let's move on to the next topic. And by the way, if you want to take a look, we do have programs for kids and things like that in the Black Business School. We have a whole Black Business School for children. We train our kids better than most adults. Our kids have a financial literacy level that exceeds the average college educated adult. So if you want to take a look at some of this, just text the word youth to the number 87948. Text youth to 87948, and I'll send you information about our financial flashcards and workbooks for kids, things like that. Now, here's one thing that got my attention. Nvidia stock has been just doing really well. Nvidia's been going crazy. I keep thinking Nvidia has reached its peak, but apparently it has not. This company keeps growing and growing and growing. It won't stop, can't stop, won't stop. No diddy. And I'm flabbergasted. Now, I am an owner in Nvidia, but I have not acquired a lot of Nvidia shares. And the reason I haven't acquired a lot of Nvidia shares is because I just don't trust the stock that's gone up 1,500% in the last 5 years. I don't trust the stock that's been going up so much that the price is just out of control. And it makes me feel like the stock is going to crash, right? And I do believe it is. I believe that the market is going to crash. I really do. In fact, when people say, well, I don't want to invest because the stock market might crash, I say, no, there's no might to it. It's going to crash. It's going to crash. The market crashes all the time. But the problem is that if you're only thinking about the crash, then you're going to miss out on all the wonderful things that happened before the crash. If you're only thinking about the crash, you're going to miss out on all the money that people make after the crash is over. And so in a way, you can think of it like love and relationships. Anybody who is afraid to date because they're afraid of getting hurt is going to miss out on all the opportunities that come with dating, all the fun, all the good sex, all the good experiences that you have. So literally the same way they say it's better to have loved and to have lost than to never have loved at all. Well, it's better to have made money and endured the crash than to have never made any money at all. Because if you make your money, protect your money, and keep your money, then when the crash happens, you might lose a little bit of that. The market's going to take some of that back, but you are there to benefit when the recovery happens. Right now, the recovery is happening. Right now, the market is reversing everything. People who don't understand stocks, pay attention to this. People who don't understand stocks are still sitting around and they're still thinking that because they're thinking politically, they're thinking, oh, Trump ruined the stock market. The stock market's in the tank. Look at what he did to the stock market. I'm not saying you need to like this guy. I'm saying, but that's just not true. This stock market, how many of y'all are investing in the stock market? How many of y'all are seeing what the stock market is doing right now? Has anybody been watching? See, here's what I want you to understand. They only pay attention to the market when it's crashing. Especially the haters, especially the people that are going to get mad at you because you're making money and all this stuff. The only time they pay attention to the stock market is when it's going down. What they have not told you is that this sucker started going up, that the recoveries happened, that money's being made right now. So Nvidia is just one of many stocks that are rallying like crazy. It's up 14% this month. It's up 6.5% from this week. The last 6 months, about 13.2%, not bad. Year to date, 12%. The last year, it's gone up 25%. Last 5 years, it's gone up 1,594.97%. That's crazy. That's crazy. So a consistent investor in Nvidia who was buying these shares when they were 10, 11, $12 now has $155 a share. That's like buying a house for $100,000 and your house being worth $15 million a couple of years later. I'll be damned. That's beautiful. That's amazing. Go get your money. Stop listening to broke people when it comes to making money. Your broke friends are going to keep you broke. All they know, all they understand is how to be broke. All they've ever have experience in is losing money. So I'm not telling you that they don't have anything valuable to offer. Maybe they can show you how to braid your hair. Maybe they can show you how to cook your food. Maybe they can show you how to play basketball. But a broke friend can only teach you how to be broke when it comes to your economics. And I hate saying it that way, but it's true. One of the biggest problems we have financially is that we listen to the wrong people. We listen to crazy celebrities and people that don't know what they're talking about. And I think that's a huge liability, to be honest with you. One other thing that's happening right now, I don't know if anybody's noticed this or not or seen this in the news, but the value of the dollar has actually been dropping a little bit lately. Not to the point of being alarmed, not to the point of being a crisis. No, BRICS is not going to cause the collapse of American capitalism, but it's dropped a little bit recently, particularly relative to the euro. And the reason that it's dropped is for one particular reason. There's been conversation about replacing the Fed chair, Jerome Powell. And Jerome Powell, once Trump gets the chance to get rid of him, he's definitely going to do it. And the reason he's going to get rid of him is because he's looking for a chair who is what they call more dovish. Dovish means he's looking for somebody who is going to reduce interest rates. That's what dovishness comes down to, basically, is reducing interest rates. So basically, when interest rates get dropped, it just stimulates the economy. People like Trump end up making tons of money, and so the idea of Trump getting the opportunity to replace Jerome Powell has literally caused the markets to rally, or the dollar to decline. The stock market's responding in a positive way because rich people make money when interest rates drop, and this is what's happening. So you should really pay attention to this because this is going to be a big deal when it finally happens. I do believe that he is going to get rid of Powell. And I also believe that reducing interest rates is going to stimulate the economy. What I'm worried about, though, is that the secondary effect of interest rate reductions is inflation. And America really hasn't done a very good job of controlling inflation, in my opinion. Trump's tariffs are expected to be inflationary. They weren't very good for the economy. That was very bad economic policy, in my opinion. But then again, though, what do I know? All I have is a doctorate in finance, so whatever. But still, this is something you may want to know about because when the Fed chair speaks, the market listens. And so if there's any signal or indication that he's going to reduce interest rates while he's still in office, that's going to cause the stock market to rally. That's going to cause the market to move up. Let's see what else is going on in terms of economics. One thing I wanted to mention is just the other day, and I want to invite you guys to go take a look at this. If you go to drboycetv.com, you can find this discussion we had. I spoke for an hour and a half about this, where I had an image of Beyonce and Jay-Z at the Paris Fashion Show next to Bernard Arnault. Bernard Arnault is the founder of Louis Vuitton, Moet Hennessy, LVMH, and you can buy stock in this company. I believe the ticker symbol is just LVMH. And I broke down sort of in a hyper analytical sort of way exactly how these European luxury designers end up making so much money off of Black people. And I'm not going to lie to you. Forgive me for being radical, but it pisses me off, to be honest with you. It makes me angry because it'd be different if you were giving away money and you had plenty of it. I mean, it would be different if you were giving it'd be different if you were just giving money away to Europeans out of charity. Maybe you felt sorry for them because they were poor. And it's because you just got such an abundance of wealth that Black wealth is just busting at the seams, that our bank accounts are just flooded. We just got $100 bills hanging out of our pockets, and we just say, "Oh, those poor white people, let's just give them a couple dollars." That would be different. It'd be different if that were the case, but that's not the case. The truth is that Black wealth has been on an epic decline for a very long time, and at the same time, we're really eager to give our money away to people like Bernard Arnault. Bernard Arnault is worth $200 billion. Bernard Arnault has more wealth than Beyonce plus Jay-Z times 100. Like that's how rich this guy is. Or times 50 or 90 or it's something crazy like that. Like this man could buy Oprah Winfrey with the amount of money he made last month. He could buy Oprah Winfrey's whole life for the amount of money he made last month. And all the studies show that the reason these individuals make so much money is because of black people. Like studies show that hip hop is a major cultural influencer. And because hip hop influences culture and influences consumer habits, and because black people are really ambitious consumers, like we love to spend our money, and we flex on that, this drives these brands. I don't understand it all. And if you want to understand just how rich this guy is, um I mean, the number of brands that he owns is just absolutely ridiculous. I mean, he owns brands like Louis Vuitton, which is worth about $16 billion, Christian Dior, worth several $1 billion, Fendi, Celine, Givenchy, Bulgari, Tag Heuer, Hennessy. Anybody heard it? Anybody heard about the Henny? Anybody know about people drinking up the Henny? The Bulgari was acquired for $5 billion. You know, so long story short, it's kind of crazy. Like, and I could keep going. There's a bunch of brands that he owns, but I'm not going to keep belaboring the point because we already did a really long deep dive into this. So if you go to Dr. Boyce, wait, sorry, what was the Dr. Boyce TV. Sorry, drboycetv.com. You can find the breakdown there. And also, I think I texted it out to you guys. So if you want to get it on the text list for this class, text the word morning to the number 87948. Text morning to the number 87948. Okay, guys. So so I don't have as much time to hang out today as I normally would. Normally, I'd kick it with y'all for close to an hour, but today I actually have to be stern with myself and stern with the schedule. So I'm going to go ahead and bounce on out of here. One thing I want to remind you of is that it's important for you to have your family business meetings on a regular basis. And also, if you want to join our family and be a part of our family business meeting where we get together, discuss generational wealth, and make our plans where you can talk to me directly, feel free to go to economicelevationcircle.com. That's economicelevationcircle.com. We're going to do an Economic Elevation Circle meeting next Monday. So you guys are welcome to join us and bring your family, and you can just tell me what your story is. Tell me what you're trying to do. Tell me where you're at, and we can work through these things because it's very critically important that we think about our generational wealth, that we make ourselves rich before we make everybody else rich, that we put ourselves on the map before we start doing that for other people. And I just really know that if we do things in the right way, we will absolutely dominate. We will take things to the next level, and I know that the movement is working because there's millions of you that are around the world that are doing this. So the Black economic revolution is in full effect. And if you want to join us and be a part of that revolution as well in person, join us at the All Black National Convention. You can go to allblacknationalconvention.com. It's going to be in Atlanta, August 21st to the 23rd. I believe Dr. Ken Harris, who we're partnering with, is literally bringing, I think, the delegations of 6 African presidents or something just absolutely insane. And so this is a worldwide phenomenon. You know, we go all around the world to London and other places, and we're finding that there are millions of you that really want to break generational curses, that want to build that wealth. And the more of us that there are, the more synergies start to kick in, the more we start to find that, and all the studies confirm this, that if you are able to confront bad culture, if you're able to get people together, if you're able to get people on the same page at a large scale, then you can actually accomplish amazing things. And here's the deal. Here's the beautiful part of it. You don't need everybody to come along. We don't need every Black person to be on the same page with us. Every Black person isn't going to be on the same page with us. I mean, I know there are places around the world where they know me to be kind of an asshole. They think I am. I don't think I am. I think I'm a nice guy, but I know that they don't like me because I say stuff that other people may not want to hear. I say things that make people uncomfortable. I say things that make white people nervous, but it's okay. I don't care about those people. I care about the people that are willing to listen, that want to grow. I care about the people that want to get out of the mud. I care about the people that really are just done with the nonsense, that are sick and tired of being sick and tired. And that's who I'm looking for. And that to me is what I call the talented 10th. The talented 10th are the mothers, fathers, sisters, brothers, husbands, nieces, nephews, aunts, and uncles in the community that are saying enough is enough. That no, we're not signing up for ratchet culture. Enough is enough. No, we're not going to assume that being Black means you're going to be broke. Enough is enough. They're saying, no. Broken families is not part of who I'm going to be. Enough is enough. So if you are in that category and you want to elevate and grow, just know that you're not by yourself. And there's people out there waiting to be your play cousins, and they come to places like the All Black National Convention. So join us. Just come. You can go to allblacknationalconvention.com. Bring your wife, your kids, your baby mama, whoever you want to bring bring your knucklehead cousin, just tell them to act right because the energy is very positive. And I guarantee you that all of them will have an experience that is better and unlike any experience they've ever had at any Black event in history. I guarantee that. I guarantee you that much. The energy is absolutely amazing. So allblacknationalconvention.com is where you can join us. And you can also text the word ABNC to the number 87948, and I'll send you updates. Text ABNC to 87948. So have a good day, everybody. God bless you. Thank you so much for listening. I appreciate you. I'll see you soon. Peace.